both classes. Gate's about to drop. See if Julian Balmer can get off to a cleaner start than he did last time, along with Gavin Towers. And it is Gavin Towers on the 15. We called that one. Good start for Gavin Towers. Now, what are you going to do with it? Gavin, fresh off of some injuries, he's had some conversations with Star Racing, so he wants to prove himself. Man, we just look at that. It's Balmer and Towers. We literally just highlighted those two guys there. And going into the 10 Commandments, Towers on the 15, Balmer on the 29. Where's the 41? Where's the 75? There's a lot of dudes we're looking for. There's the 34 of Shelley.
Looks like that 75 selling into the third place position. Ferry up there as well. He got hung up in one of those ruts. A rider came in behind him and ended up going over the bars. As they make their way into Storyland for the first time.
And we've already got a lead change. Julian Balmer has hopped up and passed the 15 of Gavin Towers. Towers got bounced off of the start yesterday.
And looking like that's the number 25 of Trevin Nelson, already trying to pull the trigger and get around the 75 of Evan Ferry.
Ferry in the all-red gear, and he will make that pass. Trevin Nelson will get around Evan Ferry. They work their way around to that super rough and beat out beach there, looking for the 41 to come into frame here. Where's Dax Bennick? I got to be honest with you, I like it when the superstars get bad starts. It makes it really fun to, I'm sure Dax is like, seriously, how about you don't say that? Because I want to get a good start and just lead this thing out. But we'll look for Dax Bennick here. There's Ferry.
And number 24 applying some pressure as well. He's going around the outside of Evan Ferry, coming around the Polysport Pond.
And Bennick in about the number 10 spot, just came around the big sweeper. So that'll make it fun for us and not so fun for him, but he's got some work to do. They will come through. The green flag is out. We'll check in with him. Julian Balmer will lead this. Towers, Nelson West on the 24, Evan Ferry, Matty Jorgensen, Avery Long, Dax Bennick. So all the boys are here. Massiangelo, Jaden Clove, Finesse with a, that's a decent start for him. Noah Viney in the mix there. Kyle Wise, Base Fluke, Turner. So all the boys are up front. Dylan Cunha, your dad is not crashing his head against a brick wall just yet. You're inside the top 17. Good ride. Parker Ross in 18th. We should see him move up along with 34. They're going to work their way through the field.
Yeah, without a doubt, I'm sitting here looking at the 24th position. Jesse Wessel checking in. I know he's going to want to push inside that top 15 at least. Had a strong run yesterday. But yeah, without a doubt, I'm excited to see what Matty Jorgensen is able to do with a good start, as well as the 15 of Towers.
Well, the guy that's really making hay while this Loretta Lynn sun shines is the 29 of Balmer. He got around Towers quickly, and now he is ready to go. Brad West, good to see him up. Yesterday, not his best day. Ferry fighting off Jorgensen. Long. Bennick is coming through. He came through in 8th, and I expect Bennick to be top 5 as we kind of peel back the onion here, the layers to this race. There is Ferry. He's got his hands full with a ton of Yamahas.
Yeah, it looks like it is still Ferry, West, and Nelson all swapping positions around. Nelson currently shown in 3rd, but I believe both Ferry and West have been able to get around.
And that was a shot of the 41. He's got red gear, blue bike. There he is again, the 41 of Dax Bennick. Through that sand section, your leaders can look to their left. There's Balmer, a good shot. You'll see Towers coming in the mix there. And then Trevin Nelson. And then Evan Ferry holding on to that 4th place ride there. There's Ferry. They're coming right past us here. And you'll catch your first glimpse of Bennick right here. Not making the headway he wants to make, but he's rolling up onto these guys. Plenty of time. 21 more minutes to go. We're 2 laps into this thing. We'll get you a lap time here. Should be around the 154.5 or so when they come through. There it is, a 154 for Julian Balmer. This is what he wanted. He wants to square up with Dax Bennick. He's hearing all this chatter about this Dax Bennick guy. Well, he's done some stuff on these futures races as well, so Balmer can roll with these dudes. And Dax Bennick on lap 2, what did he turn? Everybody's in the 55, 56. Is a 58 for Dax in traffic. So your 55, the high mark is a 154 by Balmer out front. He's got clear track. Line choice is at a premium for him. So again, this is good for Gavin Towers. A clean start for him, but he is trying to fight off the company. He does not want anybody coming over to the house. His mom and dad said, do not let anyone in this house. And Brad West is going to be kicking the door in with about 30 of his buddies and just party hard up towards the front of the field here.
Looking back on screen, the number 3, Jaden Clow there, he's putting a push on as well, getting around the outside of one of the riders coming into the 10 Commandments, and looks like he was trying to do the same thing as they get ready to make their way into Storyland.
One of those riders at the tail end went off of the racetrack, and there's Ferry still hanging in there on the 75-foot dragging. That is Evan Ferry in fourth, and not anymore. The 25 of Nelson will slip past, and look out because here comes the 76 of Avery Long, and then Jorgensen, Klo, Bennett, Finesse. That's a good group of dudes right there. Bennett, Finesse, and Viney. That is going to be a push right there. And if you're behind Dax Bennett, just tuck in behind him like he's a fullback and let him clear a path for you.
Yeah, and these guys have been locked into a battle for pretty much the entire race so far. Red Dog's heart rate's got to be through the roof. He cannot catch a break.
And here he is. He looks in the rear view mirror. He sees the number 3 of Jaden Klo. He's not going anywhere. Doesn't get any easier. So Ferry's got the 75, 76 of Long right behind him. And then Dax Bennett has slowly started to catch him. He's on the rear bumper of the Kawasaki of Jaden Klo. And that's Finesse challenging Bennett there around the outside. He hopes he gets hung up, and Finesse will perhaps get around Bennett's up. That's fun to watch. Keep an eye on that battle right there. They're over the tabletop right now, over the tunnel jump. Finesse. Yes, he might stick it, and Bennett fights back, heading towards the Wall of Fame there, and all the while your two leaders are getting out. Balmer and Tower settled in. They have actually really distanced themselves. If you look over here, Zach, they're saying we don't want nothing to do with that right there. Look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Finesse still battling with Bennett. That's 7 riders fighting for a podium slot here. 4 wide as they go towards the 10 Commandments. Finesse and Bennett just having a heavyweight slugfest here, passing each other. Bennett going to try something on the inside. Finesse able to triple out. Does not clean him out, but he goes in front of Klo. Bennett follows him, gets around Klo as well. Good Lord. Unbelievable battle here. 3 wide again. Ferry, good Lord, look behind Ferry. His rear view mirror is just full of riders.
And as they make their way back into Storyland, Bennett being very careful. He knows he's got the speed. He knows he's got the bike under him that can get the job done.
Yep.
He's waiting for the pass to come to him. There we see Trevin Nelson reaching up, trying to grab a tear off, get some clean vision.
But that's something that rarely happens. Bennett rarely gets past and then puts a rider in between. Finesse has passed him, and Bennett's kind of got held up or got hung up wherever he's at in between Klo and him. So he's trying to make something happen.
It's kind of like an alligator feeding frenzy. He's just trying to keep from getting an arm bitten off out here. He's going to let these guys fight it out, and then once they settle, he'll try to sneak around the whole group.
Love it. Trevin Nelson, Brad West hanging on in third. Then it's Nelson, Ferry, Long, Klo, Bennett. There is the 51 of Finesse, and Bennett will make the pass on that number 25 machine.
So Bennett slides to the inside of Trevin Nelson, getting the pass just before they come across the finish line once again.
Clough. Thank you. Thank you very much. So moving forward there, Ferry hanging tough in fourth. Long, Finesse, Nelson, Clough, and Dax Bennett has made that pass, but good Lord, right past the mechanics area. It's just, there's so many guys all mixing it up. Heart rate just at max output here. Got to try to stay calm. Don't get pumped up. Don't get caught up in the moment. You know you've got 16 more minutes to go. If your guy on the pit board is smart, he's telling them that. Just stay in the fight. Some of these guys will start trending backwards as we go into the 10 Commandments. There's Ferry battling out with the number 76 of Avery Long. He's got Clough there. Bennett trying to reel those guys in, and it is a 3-horse battle now. Finesse wants to get in on this. He's just behind those guys. The white gear, the orange KTM. 3 wide again out of the left-hander.
Don't count out Ferry either. The 75 running that real tight inside line, headed back into Storyland. He's trying to slingshot around the outside. This
is Evan Ferry's best ride, no doubt. He struggled a little bit yesterday, and this is a little bit more of what we expected. And look, what you're looking at is a super deep class. You're like, how did this guy finish 7th? Well, I'll tell you how, because you got 9 guys that could jump in a 250 Pro National and make the motos, no doubt. There's Finesse working on Ferry 3 wide, and he's got Long right there with him. How did that shake down? Finesse is going to work his way and try to get around Evan Ferry. No, and they just lay it into that left-hander. That was a thing of beauty there.
That came down to who stayed off the brakes the longest. Ferry getting the weight a little off balance there and managed to pull it off side by side.
He gets around West, so Evan Ferry launches himself into third, and a podium spot. Finesse going to try to sneak underneath West. He wants it. He knows he can pin it right here to this left-hander and try to chop off Brad West. West on the inside, fights back, foot drags, no can do. 4th place for Mark Finesse. Breakout rides for Ferry and Finesse, and Bennett can only watch those guys slug it out. A couple of spots behind him, you can see Dax Bennett in the red gear just over that tunnel jump, seeing all this action in front of him. These guys really exerting themselves. Finesse and Ferry, and Finesse wasting no time. He goes right after Ferry in the mechanics area.
And Bennett in a tough spot. He's having to play a little bit of defense as well. He's got Pluff still on the back of him, so if he leaves an inside open trying a new line, he's liable to see a green fender make a move on him as well.
Finesse does it. He gets around Ferry. I'll give you this. Finesse wastes no time when he's behind riders. This guy moves. He's moved up 7 spots into the number 3 spot now. That's going to show 8 when they come back around next time. So Mark Finesse, a statement ride right here. What do you got, Zach?
And watch this. Evan Ferry did not get a good run through the 10 Commandments. That's going to allow the 2 Yamahas to close in on him. I think he might lose a position from one of them. And there we go. That was, I believe, the 26. No, that was West on the 24. Tried to slam the door. Now it looks like Ferry has responded.
It is just not easy for Ferry right now. He has got just so many quick guys behind him. They will not leave him alone. They are harassing him.
Yeah, Ferry has not gotten a break from the moment the gate dropped, and you got to wonder how long he's going to be able to keep up that pace. He has not gotten a second to breathe.
So we're still watching Balmer just handle business right here by the announcer's tower. Then you have the 15 of Gavin Towers in the number 2 spot, and Malcolm Stewart not on the racetrack, in the booth with us. Malcolm, you enjoying this moto?
Oh yeah, no, it's always good to shift have everybody shift it up. You know, Aaron Ferry's had a really good moto going in yesterday, and it kind of faded back a little bit. He's running solid in 3rd. Julian Balmer, Gavin Towers, like I said, it's always good to have those guys shift up. You know, we're looking at Bennett. He hasn't really moved up too much, but
right there on your screen, he's trying
13 minutes left. You know, again, he killed those boys yesterday with him coming through the pack. So, you know, again, we got 13 more minutes in this, so let's see what he can do.
Now, Malcolm, you've been one of the hot guys, the one to watch, the one with expectation. If you're somebody like Daston Bennett, he's got those guys right in front of him. Kind of looks like he's just waiting for an opportunity. Do you agree with the patience you're seeing out of the 41 right now?
Yeah, but, you know, again, you know, Balmer's, you know, still running really good lap time. So if he's trying to have a fight for the first place, it's going to be a little bit tough. But, you know, again, Dax he's a really talented rider. He's really good at his line choices and things like that. He's got an actual outdoor national race under his belt. So this track is definitely starting to get really ate up. So if anything, I feel like he has a little bit of edge on some of the other cats out here. But again, it's going to be tough for him. But, you know, he's been doing this training. I'm sure he can run an easy 20+2.
Without a doubt, as we see Bennett now starting to creep up on the back of West there, I believe. Or maybe that was Long, actually.
Yeah, he's already made it past.
Ferry's gotten shuffled around as well as they get ready to launch back into Storyland. And really surprising, that is peg dragging ruts all the way on that single headed into Storyland, and they are sending it off of that.
Yeah, he's been the fastest man on the racetrack for about 5 laps. Finesse, and you can look to the right of his name. He's passed 8 riders to get up to 3rd. He went past Bennett and immediately distanced himself. So Bennett's having to do some extra work and clear his way through the riders that Finesse has already went through a couple laps ago.
Talking about making a lot of passes as well. Got to give a shout out to the 67. Cody Williams passing 18 riders so far here. Definitely didn't start this race out the way he's wanting, but he is working to get back inside that top 15, maybe a top 10.
And there is our 4th place rider, the 76 of Avery Long. Just behind him, you'll pick up Bennett and those guys. Bennett working on Clough now on the number 3 Kawasaki. And we are halfway home, thereabouts, 11 minutes and 32 seconds. Ryan Sipes hopping in here. We're doing a hot mic swipe going from Malcolm Stewart to Ryan Sipes. Ryan's like, he's jacked up on Red Bull. He's ready for this moto. I can see it.
Rock and roll.
What are you seeing out here, man? This is just
It's good, man.
Another day at the office.
It's a lot of fun to watch these guys, and you can tell, like Bennett trying to come through, he can't take the lines he wants to take right now. He's taking the lines he has to take to try to get around these guys, and you can see him kind of surge forward, kind of go back a little bit. But it's a lot of fun to watch these guys, and Balmer's just gone now. He's smoking everybody.
Well, one guy that's not settling behind is Mark Finesse. He put down the fastest lap in third now, and Mark's making a run at Gavin Towers. 5 seconds. I guarantee it's a little less than that now. And there's Bennett trying to fight off Ferry as he goes past us in the 10 Commandments. They go away into Storyland. That's where you'll find Finesse. And that's the battle with Ferry and Bennett. Clough on the Kawasaki just in front of Bennett with a feet out. And Ferry's going to fight back on the inside, just pinched off by the 41 of Dax Bennett.
And I was just about to say, the last time we checked in, I don't believe Clough was in front of Bennett. So the Kawasaki rider making some moves as well on that last lap.
Into Storyland. Look at those ruts. That looks like a whole lot of fun there, huh, Ryan Sipes?
Yeah, if you call that fun. But the thing is, where you go in those first ruts kind of dictates where you go in the whole rest of the storyline. If you start off on the inside, you're going to stay in there
the entire way
until you come out of it.
And you're right, Zach. I mean, new life for Clough, man, on the number 3 Kawasaki. He's fighting. Got Dax Bennett behind him. And if you're Dax Bennett, you know everybody's got a target on you. Oh, he's the big guy. He's already been at the Nationals, blah, blah, blah. And these guys would love nothing more than to beat him and pass him. And Finesse literally did that. He came from 2 spots behind, passed him, and is all the way into 3rd.
Imagine if Finesse got a start. Because he
hasn't done one of those yet.
Right now.
And always interesting to hear those front runners that work their way towards the top, where that chip was. Where did you start? How did you come out of that first turn? Because in the second moto, he's not going to have to worry about that, have a little better gate pick and be able to drop it down. Is once again dropping a lap time 2 to 3 seconds faster than the riders in front of him. A 156.4 for Finesse on that last lap.
Yeah, Finesse continues to churn out fast laps deep in the moto, passing the best of the best. There's Balmer in through the 10 Commandments. We're looking for the 15. There is Towers, and yes, he's got 3 bike lengths separating Towers and Finesse as they go in the 10 Commandments. Who goes outside? Towers goes outside. Finesse follows him. We've got a good one cooking here for the number 2 spot.
Gonna try to finesse his way into second place here before it's all said and done.
There it is.
That was a lob right there. I had to.
It's Dad Joke City, folks. Clough still in front of Dax Bennett. Feet off the pegs, and Ferry might get him. Bennett almost crashed. Ferry's off the side of the track himself. Just got a little excited there with that mistake. You see that, Sykes?
Yeah, something looks off with Bennett right now. He doesn't look like he did yesterday for sure. Whether he, tweaked a knee or did something, maybe the bike's messed up, but he's not riding near like he was yesterday.
I would agree. The lap times show that. But the fastest man on the track is Finesse. That's a fantastic battle. We are watching Finesse as he is trying to get around. There's Towers into the sand turn. Finesse is going to bonsai it right here. Towers holds on to that inside line. Finesse carves it up, over the Rocky Mountain. They're going to head down the middle, the midway of the racetrack. Finesse bombs it again on the inside, and he will stick the pass. Little elbow grease there. No, Towers fights back. Finesse going to huck it again, go right beside the announcer's tower. Towers knows he wants that inside line into the sand section, Zach. Feet off the pegs.
Finesse was able to run the tight line. He's going to make the pass around the Polysport pond, hugging that inside, and Finesse has cemented himself into the second place spot.
That is how you make it happen right there.
That was no finesse at all. That was pure will, and I'm not being sarcastic. That was all will. He wanted that for 2 straight passes. Now, I mean, does the guy have enough time to run him down? We're 7 minutes. We still have 7 more minutes to go.
And I gotta point out, look at the gap he immediately was able to put on Towers. It shows he's still charging forward. He's not settling for second.
All right, if you're in the Balmer pit, Ryan, he just matched his best lap time, so he knows there's some movement behind him.
Yeah, and you got to wonder, is Balmer kind of, chilling, taking it easy, keeping an eye on him? Is he going full out? He does have 10 seconds, but that could go away quick if Finesse starts running 2 seconds faster like he was earlier.
Jaden Clough, you're right, man. The number 3 matches the fastest lap time in 5th on that number 3 Kawasaki. So Parker Ross now coming to life in 8th with a 158. Jorgensen base flew with some 159. So if you're sub 2 right now, you're doing work.
And Bennett once again having trouble putting down those hot lines like he wants is a great point. Malcolm even said he's not taking the lines that he wants to. He's taking the lines that he has to, playing both offense and defense out there at the moment.
Just got passed by Ferry, too, in those 10 Commandments. So Ferry leads them into Storyland.
Yeah, I'm sure there is an absolute story there. It's not the same rider we saw yesterday. And no discredit, these guys are all riding great. We're not saying he would just automatically win this thing, but just doesn't quite look like the same guy when you look at the lap times 2:01 when he's 4 or 5 seconds off of your leader. There's Balmer. Lap traffic all over the place now into the right-hander, right past the announcer's tower. The Thor sweeper. Great start for him. He passed Gavin Towers in the first lap and has not looked back. There's the 51 Finesse inside line for him. Towers trying to keep pace with him. A podium would be a great finish for Gavin Towers. Then we look for our 4th place rider to come through, Avery Long. Where are you at, Avery? Number 76. There's Avery. He's got Clough now. Clough on the Cowie, side by side with Avery. That is for 4th. Man, what a great late moto surge.
Yeah, Clough's making moves. He's on it right now. Let's see what that lap time comes in at.
Hey, Ryan, with your experience back in the day riding these things, that Ryan, there's 2 Ryans in here. All the Ryans are here, man. Get Ryan Villapoto up here, Ryan Sipes, Ryan Hughes, Ryan Reynolds. But so when you raced and you saw guys slowing down deep in the moto and you knew you were fit, didn't you just love those last few laps if you're fit?
Yeah, when you can tell that you're catching them, it's like this guy's just lunchtime for me.
Lunchtime, there it is.
Let's go.
Let's carve this man up.
Yeah.
Dad sharpened my knife. I'm going to slice right through this guy.
It definitely gives you confidence when you see his elbows start to drop, and he's kind of
head's bobbing.
Yeah. So I think that's what Clough's seeing right now with the guys he's catching.
And Finesse with a 156.
Oh, yeah, Finesse putting on the heat, and Rhino here just pointing out as well. In 6th place, Parker Ross has made 12 passes, consistently running sub-2-minute lap times. He's going to start putting pressure on Clough here before it's all said and done. If he keeps this up, he's now around Daxton Bennick as well.
You got to like it. Bennick has Ferry still behind him. That battle just will not go away. So we will keep an eye on Parker Ross. He kind of did this yesterday. One of our leaders goes down, one of our riders down, going away from us. Not sure who that was, but we continue to watch on screen. That is not Bomber. 73. 73 would be Ronnie Orrs back in 38. We'll pick back up with Julian Balmer eventually.
Balmer making his way around that Polysport pond, trying to see. They've got the 2-lap card in hand. Let me see if he puts it out here when your leader comes by. And here we go. 2-lap card is coming out. 2 to go for the number 29.
He was 2 seconds. Finesse was 2 seconds a lap faster that time around. So is this the last little charge there? See if he can make a run at our leader. Balmer with some lap traffic, maybe a little assistance.
And Balmer, a big shout out there, consistently just 158, 157, 158. He is not budging at all. Finesse now running a 159.2.
Finesse might have kind of spent a lot of energy passing everybody and charging like he was, and he's fallen off a little bit, or it could have been a mistake. You never know.
That's cool to see Balmer find his gear here late in the moto, dig down and put down a 158 with the 2-lap card out. He knows Finesse was trying to make a run at him. So,
and look here, Parker Ross once again running a 158.3, almost 5.5 seconds faster than the rider in front of him. That was a 7-second gap the last lap, now cutting it down to just over 3 seconds. So Parker Ross may be knocking on the door of a top 5 before this is all said and done.
As we work our way towards a white flag, Bomer, Finesse, Towers, Long, and Clough. Ryan Sipes has got 2.5 more minutes announcing. I think you've got the will to hang in here with us.
I've been training, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're getting ready for Red Bull Imagination. You're going to join us up there in the booth, me and David Iser. We've got the word that you're going to hop in there with us. Some OG freestyle guys, right? When you think of freestyle, if you don't think of me, I don't know.
Exactly.
And Ryan Sipes, man, what are you talking about? That's a gnarly event, dude. I don't even like looking at it sometimes. It trips me out.
What's crazy, if you think it looks gnarly on TV, it's 10 times
frightening. It's frightening.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
But it's super fun. The way it's the whole vibe is just really fun to ride with some of the best dudes and watch their greatness, because they are great at what they do. But try to fit in there, and it'll be fun to try to help you guys now.
Looking forward to it. That'll be later on out in Kansas as we continue to watch what's going on. This ain't Kansas anymore right here for this young man. The white flag, Bomer, is going to nail down this win here in just a moment. Aiden Bailey to the MX Sports Trailer, please. Aiden Bailey, if you can hear us, they need to see you at the MX Sports Trailer, please. There is Bomer. I believe that's how you say it. Gears perfect. Bike is dialed in. He has beat the best of the best here in this 250 Pro Sport. The white flag does fly. Ryan, what was your best finish in the Pro Sport? You get you one of these titles in this class?
I did. It was called 125 Pro Sport then.
Well, back in my day, it was a 125 class.
That's right. We rode 250Fs, but it was still called 125.
Oh, really?
They weren't sure if that whole 4-stroke thing was going to take off.
We didn't know what to call it. Lights, 125, MX2. Like, what are we doing, man? We're pretty good now. This guy's pretty good. Julian Bomer, I believe. Bomer. There's the 51. Heck of a ride for Finesse.
He was about 3 seconds a lap, or 3 seconds faster that last lap, but I think Bomer's just he's cruising her in right now. He's being smart.
Smart managing, working his way through some lap traffic, going into Storyland, writing his own story. Gavin Towers, a solid hole shot, slips back to 3rd. Admirable ride there. He's trying to figure out his next move. What kind of pressure is that coming into Loretta Lynn's? There's some talking like, hey, if you do meet our expectations, this is what can happen. Like, it's got to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's the biggest race. This is the focus for a lot of people. The the tricky thing is, does that pressure make you better or make you worse?
Right.
And I think when I was younger, it definitely made me worse. And as I got older, I started to figure out a way to let it kind of drive me to be better and rise to the occasion. So,
right.
And that's what you see here, which guys are going to rise and which guys are going to, you know, kind of cower away.
And do you remember leaving the ranch going, I will never get beat down like that again? Wherever those long ride homes, we were like, that won't happen again.
Yeah, and this place is really good about that.
Yes, sir. It'll humble you.
You come here and you never ride a track like this all year.
Nope.
And it's so rough and it's hot and it's everything else. It beats you up. So there he is, taking the win, Julien Beaumer.
Congratulations, Moto winner here in the 250 Pro Sport. Julien Beaumer will take the win. A hard-fought second will go to the 51. We see you out there, my man. Mark Finesse with a fantastic ride. Gavin Towers should come across in third here momentarily. 13 laps in, and there is GT, Gavin Towers. And, dude, there was some battling back here. This is where the meat and potatoes of this class of Avery Long fighting off Jaden Clough. Great ride for Parker Ross to pass 12 riders to get inside, and that's a championship position. The way this class is so deep, I don't think you're out of it if you're 7th or 8th in that first moto.
Yeah, you say that, but man, the way Beaumer rode that time, and with Bennett coming in to Moto 2 with the 7th, that's a lot of
work to do
to make up,
right?
You know, at the end of it. But it's going to be who can be consistent.
There it is. There's your top 10 250 Pro Sport. That was a banger, as the kids say on the interweb. All right, they're so dumb. I think the girls 11 to 16 might be next. Is that right? Yep. Schoolboy 2. Okay, good deal. That was correct. Schoolboy 2, 12 to 17 coming up next as we get ready to toss it down to a very excited, I am sure, your winner, Julien Beaumer. Jason Wygant, take it away, bud.
Well, a much better run here in 250 Pro Sport for the number 29, who didn't get the start that he wanted and probably not the finish he wanted in Open yesterday. But now he's going to start it with a gold. We'll bring him on up to the stage. And speaking of the stage is set. See what I did there? For a good championship battle there, because Mark Finnis had some really quick lap times, but a bad start. So you give him a better start in the next moto, that could be a player. Gavin Towers is going to be in this one as well. We didn't see the performance we expected from Bennett after the moto win yesterday. We'll see if he can bounce back. But for now, the focus is going to be on the 29, Julien Beaumer, who takes the moto win. Let's get him on up here, and we will talk 250 Pro Sport. Finnis ends up in second, and Gavin Towers third, and Towers gets the Stasic Whole Shot Award. He's just debriefing with Davey Millsaps, who helps out. It's been a big, big part of Beaumer's program. Here he comes. Well, you saw this guy on TV at Supercross Futures. He's back here at Loretta's and better than ever. He's got a gold medal. Let's hear it for Julien Beaumer. That's how you do it. It's got to feel a lot better. Yesterday you didn't have the start you wanted, I think.
Yeah, I just didn't get the start I wanted and rushed it too much. That one I focused really hard on my start and just tried to ride my own laps. Focus on myself, focus on hitting my marks, and that's what I did.
Yeah, it's got to feel good to get it started this way. You've always been in contention at Loretta's, but do you feel you're better than ever right now?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I'm better than ever, and I'm ready to fight for this title.
Who do you want to thank, Juju?
I'd like to thank my mom, dad, Davey for everything he's done. We've worked our butts off these last couple months, and it's showing. KTM Orange Brigade, Alpine Stars, O'Neill, Scott, and everyone else, thank you.
One other thing, is it true or not true that you've been in a jet ski in that creek? Did I see some video of that back in the day? You took a jet ski out there?
Yeah, I backflipped a jet ski in the creek a couple years ago.
This man's very multi-talented, trust me. Check him out on Instagram. Let's hear it for the 29, the gold medal, Julien Beaumer. That's awesome. Let's bring up our second place finisher. And dude, he was setting some blazing fast 156 lap times to end up in second on the gas. So he could be a contender as well. And we've had him up front at Loretta's many, many times. This could be the week for him. Let's hear it for Mark Finnis. Well, as they say, you were ripping. You were ripping in that moto, man.
Yeah, they watered the gate pretty good. I came out of the gate and just spun, which everyone else did, but I kind of missed my shift, and they got around me. I was about mid-pack, and I had to make my way through the crowd and hopping bumps and being smooth. Made a few mistakes and just kind of ran out of time with Juju, but you know, when it comes to the pros, we're gonna have 30+2, so I'm gonna be charging, and I've been putting myself through hell like clubs, so it makes this stuff seem easy.
There you go. So you're good to go for the next hit. They're pumped. You ready to fight for this title? Let's say you want to see. Who do you want to thank?
My mom, my dad, KTM Gas, Daniel Blair, Club MX, Brandon Haas from Club MX, Ben, Hayden, Ross from Club, Fly Racing, Scott Goggles, Dunlop, Twisted Motors, and everyone else that backs me up, and the boys that came from home to see me race.
Mark Finnis, everybody. Second place, and he was flying in the mid and late stages of that moto. That's going to be fun, moto number 3. Let's get our third place finisher up here, who's still a contender as well on the Yamaha, and not only for the bronze, but also for the Stasic Whole Shot Award. All right, here's GT. Let's hear it for our bronze medalist, Gavin Towers. And again, got the whole shot as well. So starts this week in 250 Pro Sport with a third. You're right in contention. Take me through that moto, Gavin.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction from yesterday. A lot better of a gate pick, you know, 14th versus 37th. And we used it in that one wisely, got off to a good start, Dunlop tires, and that just awesome. Like, I was super pumped, got through clean air. Juju got, around me a little early. And I just try to be consistent. Just wish I had a little bit more at the end, just not gonna make any excuses, but I just need a little bit more at the end, and it's pissing me off a little bit, but we'll get through it, we'll build, and we'll get better throughout the week.
Who do you want to thank, Gavin?
I like to thank my mom, my dad, my sister Cindy, the whole NSA, Yamaha team, Danny, everybody over there, Ed, Jake. They've supported me through numerous injuries, and I can't thank them enough. It's awesome. They didn't have to do that, and I'm glad to at least get him up on the box this moto and hopefully keep charging throughout the week. Monster Mike, can't thank him enough for everything he's done, and he does for me. Wes Kane, just Parts Unlimited, Moose, Alpine Stars, Christian over at Alpine Star. You know, Dave, Nick, those guys are 100% keeping that vision clear. I didn't even run out of tear off, so that's pretty awesome. But I also wasn't going forward, so we gotta be better with that. Swanee, he's been putting me to work. Him and Jeannie down there, they are two tough trainers. You can't really ever satisfy them, but it keeps you on your toes, keeps you pushing forward. Bell helmets, just everybody. It takes a village, and I'm stoked to at least put up on the box for them versus that 5th place, and you know, we're gonna keep getting better.
All right, there it is, Gavin Towers in third. We got one more for you.
I almost forgot, but he's pretty much the most important. My mechanic, Carter, he's had numerous people come up to him and try to steal him from me, but he has always stayed true to me, and I can't thank him enough.
That's awesome. Good job, Carter. Good job, Gavin Towers.